Welcome to the WAC Digital Network on GCU TV, your home for over 100 live streaming events this year, as well as original GCU programming. Watch it all at gcu.tv. From Antelope Gymnasium for this match between the GCU Lopes and the Eagles of Eastern Washington, I'm Alex Larson.
And I'm Fletcher Like, and we've got an interesting matchup here tonight. Both teams winning the tournament opener. Eastern Washington beating Cal State Fullerton in 3 sets, and GCU beating Eastern Kentucky Colonels in a 4-set match last night, coming into today's 10 a.m. game off of a short turnaround after last night's game, looking to get a win here tonight and go 2-0 to start the tournament.
The Eagles are 2-2 after the win last night. They have, interesting fact, they've won 2 games 3 sets to none, and they've lost their 2 games 3 sets to none. So little interesting fact there.
They have not gone deep in the matches. The Lopes have success and know how to play in the 5-set matches. They have a 5-set win and a 5-set loss and a 4-set win, so they know what they're doing when they get into those pressure situations, and hopefully that comes back to help them here tonight.
Yeah, and for Eastern Washington, this is going to be a team who they're under their first full season under Michael King, the head coach. He was interim for the last couple years, and they're really hoping for some success here. And 2-0 in the tournament would really be good for them.
And the Lopes are coming off of a fantastic performance last night. Natalie Tardy and Jordan Sanchez both in double-digit kill figures. It's an all-around solid performance from the Lopes yesterday, and hopefully they can translate that into a win today. They're going to have to create their own momentum and their own energy here tonight and this morning, as there's not as many fans in the stands, and last night they could ride off of the emotion and the energy in the stadium and in the gymnasium just from the fans cheering and clapping, the band going nuts. But tonight they're going to have to finish. They're going to have to create their own energy from the sideline and from the court, their own emotion, to be able to ride that throughout the course of the morning.
Yeah, this atmosphere last night was absolutely electric. I mean, there wasn't an empty seat here in the bleachers. Every single play, the crowd was on their feet cheering for GCU, and that's something you like to see. I mean, the Havocs were out here. They had the great support from GCU, and I think that is one of the reasons why they were able to win yesterday. They started off a little slow. I think they went down early, and they were able to come back and win after tremendous hustle the whole game and great effort.
Yeah, you saw the effort all around. Everybody was diving after balls. Nobody was giving up on plays. Even though when the ball was 6 inches from the floor, they would go out for it, try to make a play, and that's what came back to help them win the game. That's what really won the third set, when they blew out the Colonels in that 4th set. That tireless and effort plays just came back, and nobody was able to mimic that for the Colonels, and that's what ended up pushing the Lopes to victory last night.
Yeah, remember that play, the ball out there in the stands, and she dove for it. I've never heard a crowd louder than that. I mean, that set this place off, and that was early on in the match, so I think that could have been a turning point, really, for GCU, and that they rode it out from there.
And that's something that Tim Nolan and his staff has brought to this program, to build a new program here from pretty much the ground up. They've got some returners here that are the core of the team, but they're trying to change the culture here and build a new foundation on a new era here as the 7th coach, Tim Nolan, takes over. And they already have 3 wins on the season. Last year they only had 7, so they're on pace to absolutely obliterate last year's win total. And hopefully that's something that the girls understand, because that will bring in a lot of confidence, and that'll help them ride into other games with confidence and momentum, and they'll be able to bring that to every single match and play better and have confidence in games to be able to win games.
Yeah, last week they had the Air Force tournament in Colorado. Natalie Tardy and Heidi Carpenter both made that Air Force All-Tournament team. So looking to have another strong tournament for these two, as they have already started off well. And Eastern Washington last year won 14 games which is the most wins they've had since 2009. They went 500 at 14 wins, 14 losses. They actually made the conference tournament last year, snapping a 4-year drought, did the Eagles. And for them, not the most favorable preseason poll look in the Big Sky, but projected to finish 8th. And, that's out of 12. So, and now we'll talk about the Eastern Washington Eagles starting lineup. Number 5, Megan LaFond out of Vancouver, Washington. 10 at outside hitter, Katie Mahoney out of Illinois. Sophie Miller, a setter out of Washington. Jessica Gilbert, outside hitter out of California. And Chloe Weber, homecoming for her as she, from Gilbert, Arizona, the junior, a crucial part of this Eastern Washington Eagles team. And then Kimberly Brinkworth out of Washington. And Kalani Ahuna from Hawaii. Certainly a Hawaiian name and a great name at that.
Homecoming stories are always fun. You get to talk about girls or guys that come back to their home state, play in front of friends and family. And that's what
Chloe's doing.
That's what Chloe Weber gets to do today, is she gets to play in front of her friends and family again. And hopefully she has a good support base here in Gilbert, Arizona still after going to school in Eastern Washington. Come home, play some games in front of your family and friends, and really it's always fun to talk about it as a broadcaster.
Yeah, Chloe, of course, a crucial part of this team. 27 of 28 games she appeared in last year, did the junior. Eastern Washington has a couple transfers on the team that will appear in the starting lineup. Another interesting fact about the Eagles, they return only 3 starters from last year. They're returning 7 players from last year, but only 3 starters, and they are young as far as leadership goes. They only have 1 senior, so that'll be interesting to see how the Eagles can really get the leadership going from that aspect. Now for the Grand Canyon Lopes. Wait a second for the prayer.
Gymnasium. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your captions. We begin the morning with the word of prayer delivered this morning by Ryan Sanborn, Junior Communications Program.
Pray with me, please. Lord, I just want to thank you for this morning. I want to thank you for both institutions. Lord, just thank you for the ability for each of these players to play the game they love. Lord, this morning we pray for good sportsmanship for both teams. We pray for an injury-free game. And Lord, we pray for each of these players and everything that they do honors you. So Lord, bless each of these players. In your name we pray. Amen.
Would you please remain standing as we honor America, presentation of our national anthem. The Star Spangled Banner will be performed by our very own thundering herd and under the direction of Paul Cook, led this morning by Kevin Park.
get all the great GCU videos by subscribing to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GCU.
And now we'll go over the starting lineups for the Eastern Washington Eagles again. Megan LaFawn out of Washington will start, along with Katie Mahoney, Dundee, Illinois, Sophie Miller from Federal Way, Washington, and Jessica Gilbert out of Modesto, California. Chloe Weber, the Gilbert, Arizona native, will start as well, the junior. Kimberly Brinkworth will play as well, the redshirt sophomore from Washington. And then Kalani Ahuna from Hawaii, the sophomore, will also start for the Eagles. And now for the Grand Canyon University Lopes. Their lineup starts with number 2, Hannah Hicks out of Washington. Number 7 from Flagstaff, Arizona, Randy Powers. From Huntington Beach, California, number 5, Jordan Sanchez. From Rochester Hills, Michigan, number 9, Emma Ahern. From Mesa, Arizona, number 10, Heidi Carpenter. From Spokane, Washington, number 12, at middle blocker, Maria Adams. And from Phoenix, Arizona, a junior and outside hitter, number 15, Natalie Tardy. Lopes starting lineup. This place still has some energy, not quite the turnout that we saw last night, but crowd is still on their feet, still cheering pretty loudly. And we have that energy. Let's see if the Lopes can pick up where they started last night, left off last night.
And they'll definitely need to ride Natalie Tardy and Jordan Sanchez like you'll see all season. Natalie Tardy usually takes a big workload, a lot of swings from the left side as she's introduced right now. She had 18 kills last night, a match high. She added 7 digs, 3 blocks, and 2 aces, a well-rounded performance from the junior, and all WAC selection as well. And she's going to have to bring her experience and her ability to play volleyball to the match this morning to help lead this team. And the rest of the team's going to have to bring emotion from the bench and from the floor if the Lopes are going to be able to win. And kind of an awkward kind of game. 10 a.m. games are kind of awkward on a Saturday, especially when there's not as many fans as there were last night in a ruckus.
Holiday weekend as well.
Exactly. A lot of fans and a lot of students taking their vacations here just after the first week of classes. And we'll see if the Lopes can bring the energy, even if they have struggles. If they have struggles, they have to be able to find a way to score points even when they don't have the emotion and the energy from the crowd.
That's correct, and we're getting ready to go. Just to add to Natalie Tardy, in the Air Force All-Tournament, in the tournament actually, while she was named to the All-Tournament team, she had 42 kills, 18 of which came in one game against Air Force, 23 digs, 8 blocks, and 5 serving aces. Getting ready for service. And that is a serve by number 10, Heidi Carpenter, and it's a point for GCU early. And Carpenter will, or no, yeah, this is Carpenter. Serve for GCU. It's the set. The set now for GCU. Eastern Washington returns, and that's a point for the Eagles. I believe that was Sophie Miller for the Eagles. Getting that point. And now the Eagles with the serve. It's 1-1. This is Sophie Miller to serve for the Eagles. Great play. Here's the set. Block, but still goes back onto the Eagles side. And that's a point for the Lopes. A double contact called on the Eagles. And the Lopes are going to get that point. Early lead. Comes the serve by Jordan Sanchez. Spike attempt at a block was Maria Adams, but kind of went off twisted off to the right side. And out of bounds, it's 2-2. Now the serve, Katie Mahoney for the Eagles. Gets the set. Good dig there by the Eagles. Block, and that one's out. Just a little too hard to handle. For number 5, Jordan Sanchez.
Both teams are bringing really heavy arms here to start off the game. Powerful swings from both teams. And whoever's going to be able to dig more balls here from powerful swings is going to put themselves in a situation to win a set.
A good job to keep that one in. That one, and that one's going to be a point for the Lopes. Jessica Gilbert couldn't quite get it over the net. And we'll have a 3-3 tie. Ahern now will serve. She's the libero today. Good serve. There's the set. The spike. And there it is. GCU, another point. The block led to a point for the Lopes. 4-3.
And that's something that the Lopes didn't have last year. They didn't have a pin attacker from the right side. It was mainly swinging from the left side and a slide if the middle was going to slide off to that right side. And now the Lopes have that, and that's given them another opportunity offensively, and it's made the other team that they're playing think more and not just cheat over to the right side of their block to block the left side blocker attacker for the GCU Lopes. And that's what's been able to be successful and helpful for the Lopes here so far in this tournament.
Oh, there we go. That last point scored by number 12, Jessica Gilbert. A 5-4 GCU lead as the last one was out. A good serve, but the Eastern Washington Eagle couldn't quite handle it. A serve for Heidi Carpenter for the Lopes. To the right side, and a little trouble hitting it over there was Kalani Ahuna. Kind of came off her hands wrong, and it's a point for the Lopes again. 6-4 here. Carpenter to serve. And a great, tremendous block by Natalie Tardy, getting her hands up over the net and just denying that from coming over. GCU takes a 3-point lead. Michelle Stiegel and Lee Stonerook are now in for Randy Powers and Heidi Carpenter. Again, Michelle Stiegel, who is serving, and Lee Stonerook have checked into the game for the Lopes. Back over. Oh, that was a good effort over there by Stiegel, but couldn't quite get it. And it's 8-5. Jessica Gilbert for the serve for the Eagles. Good attack there, but returned by the libero for the Eagles. Tried to dig it out, a good effort. It looks like there was a little bit of miscommunication there between Emma Ahern and Jordan Sanchez. It seemed like each one was maybe expecting the other one to get it. There's the set. Tardy, another, she does it again. Her hands just over, she's just towering over that net. And the Eagles can't really get it past her because she's the tallest one on this court. And she has proven that she can do that block. She will now serve, Natalie Tardy will. 9-6 the score. And that one was just out, just a little too far in the left corner. Tardy's right back. Ready to go, 9-7. A service for Kalani Ahuna. And that was Sanchez. Tried for the kill. That's a good dig right there by the libero, number 9, Emma Ahern. Oh, good effort there though by the Eagles, and a diving attempt by Sanchez. And Michelle Stiegel is in vain. Almost had it though. but it's 9-8 as a well-fought point there for Eastern Washington will bring them within 1. Kilani Ahuna will send that one into the net and give GCU a 2-point lead again. Chloe Jenkins now into the game for the Lopes. She will serve. And that one was a point for GCU. It was close. It was in the corner. It seemed like no Lopes were in that area. Could have been good had it been in, but it was just a little too far. And Jenkins on the serve again. The Eagles now the attack. Sanchez, good return. An Eagle got a piece of that one, but it still went over. Dig, good one right there. And now Sanchez, a point. Good job by Jordan Sanchez. She just kept attacking that net, attacking that ball, and she was able to get a point for the Lopes.
And I think the Lopes are doing well is they're not making errors. They have 3 kills on 10 attempts. The Eastern Washington Eagles have 6 attacking errors. Lopes even only have 3 kills. They have 12 points, though, so the Eastern Washington Eagles have been giving the Lopes points. And the Lopes have just been putting pressure on the Eagles to make plays, and they're not making plays right now.
LaFawn to serve for the Eagles. Gets it over. Oh, she dumped that one in. Did number 10, Katie Mahoney for the Eagles. And that one dropped. It's 12-10. LaFawn to serve. She'll send it back over, and that one well out. Really a couple ball lengths off the back line, and it's 13-10. Carpenter on the serve. Carpenter will serve. The set there for the Eagles. Taps it over. Good return. Tries for the kill. Bounces over. And we have, is that a net violation? 14-10 reads the score still. Heidi Carpenter will serve for the Lopes. Sends it in. There's the set. And the spike attempt sent into the net for the Eagles. It's 15-10. The largest lead of the game for the Lopes, and a timeout called on the court.
0-11, hitting 364 in the set. They have a service ace, they have 6 digs, and they have 2 big blocks. And that's what's been able to power them to a 5-point lead here at the first timeout, up 15-10.
Both of those blocks, if I'm not mistaken, both come from Natalie Tardy, from just keeping those hands up at the net. Sending that thing back over.
Yeah, Natalie Tardy has a solo block when she was one-on-one with the right side attacker for the Eagles. And then her and Hannah Hicks combined for a block as well to get the 2 blocks for GCU.
Well, that's why we talked about her before the game. She is a key to this GCU volleyball team.
And it's tough for an opposing team when you have a 6'2", 6'2" blockers up there. It's tough to hit over 2 6'2" players in women's volleyball sometimes, when the other side of the court could have girls that are 5'11", 5'9", attacking at the net, and they have 7-8 inches on them, and sometimes that's really tough.
Serving will be Heidi Carpenter for the Lopes. Randy Powers back into the game. Jordan Sanchez is in there as well. And that'll be a point for the Lopes. Maria Adams in there too. 16-10.
And that's going to go down as another block, or at least it should. Went off. They said it went off of hands of Maria Adams and Jordan Sanchez and fell to the floor before getting touched. So that should go down as another block for the Lopes.
Well, that was a good job there by Kimberly Brinkworth, the redshirt sophomore, to send that one over, and a little too hard for GCU to be able to return it. Service now will go to the Eagles. And Sophie Miller. Out of bounds. Too hard again. We've seen that a couple times today from Eastern Washington, sending that more than just a little ways off the back line. Just a little too hard there, maybe a little nerves from the Eastern Washington Eagles.
And the Eagles have given the Lopes 11 points. So they've given us as many points as they've scored themselves. Now they have 12. So they've scored 12 themselves, and they've given us 11. And that's why the Lopes have a 5-point lead here, up 17-12 in the first set.
That's going to be something to keep an eye on throughout this game. Serve, or the spike. Sent back over. A nice job putting touch on that ball. Yeah, we did get a point. GCU, another point.
Net violation by Sophie Miller. She just got her shoulder caught underneath the net when she tried to set that ball with her platform.
Hannah Hicks now in for Chloe Jenkins. I was impressed by that return by GCU, the touch put on it when maybe she could have spiked it, but good job to have the wherewithal on that one. Out for GCU, giving the point to the Eagles at 18-13.
Yeah, the GCU attackers know what they're doing. They don't always have to power through, and they're just taking a little bit off their attack, and that's what's keeping Eastern Washington off balance.
Tardy went for the kill there, and that one's out. So that'll be a point for the Lopes, 19-13.
9 attacking errors for Eastern Washington, none for the Lopes right now. And that's just because the Lopes are playing smarter than the Eagles right now. They're taking things off. They're not just powering through every single time. You see Eastern Washington just powering through and trying to use power to beat the Lopes, and everything's going long.
There you go.
2 attacks in a row for Eastern Washington have gone long.
Just what you were talking about there, Fletcher, just powering it a little too much. And they've done it again. They've given GCU another point. And there's Natalie Tardy.
That was a good swing there by Chloe Weber there to swing hard off the outside hand of Natalie Tardy and get the ball to fall outside the lines.
Maria Adams for Eastern Washington. Is that one going to get over? Tardy. Good dig right there by the Eagle. And that one's sent out. 21-14. GCU leads. Their largest of the first set. 7. Tardy now will serve. The serve just misses the top of the net. Good return, and the Eagles will get a point as that one sneaks over, just falls in front of Hannah Hicks, and it's 21-15. Kalani Ahuna on the serve again. There was a fake, and they did it again. They're just doing a great job of making these Eastern Washington players move. And once they move, they're having a hard time returning it because of the form they're in this first set. So,
Lopes are playing well-rounded offense. Everybody has, just about every offensive attacker has a kill so far. Lee Stoner getting her first kill of the match there on that last point to go up 22-15. Now it's 22-16 after that kill for the Eagles. But everybody's playing well, and the ball control is a lot better than it was last night. That came into question last night as the Lopes dropped the second set, playing with a little bit too much nerve and emotion early on in the match. They came back, winning the last 2 sets to take the match for 3-1. But right now they're playing with a lot of good ball control. They're playing smart offensively. They're not just powering everything through. They're taking stuff off. They're making Eastern Washington work for every single point.
Well, yeah, that last one into the net on the serve from Megan LaFond, giving GCU another point. Good job of keeping the hands up. Oh, and a great A great dig. And Eastern Washington will get the point, but Jordan Sanchez putting everything out there to get that ball, and she did. But just a little shy of getting it back. It's now a 6-point lead to the Lopes. Serving for the Eagles will be Sophie Miller. Again, Michael King's just going to have to talk to this Eastern Washington team a little bit and say, hey, you got to calm down a little bit. Just play your game. These girls may just be a little nervous. A little bit of a crowd here. I mean, making some noise. There it is. Gilbert, great spike. Sanchez, point GCU, 24-17. One away from winning set one. Sanchez.
I don't like cliches, but this is my favorite cliche, and it's ball never lies. There was some discrepancy about whether their Lopes touched the ball 4 times on the last point. But they got the point there on that big kill from Jordan Sanchez, and now they have set point.
Kill there for Jessica Gilbert. That one looked smooth there for the Eagles. Maybe getting some of these jitters out now as set one comes to a close. Katie Mahoney for the Eagles will send it back. Good touch again there. That's Randy Powers. The dig attempt. Just short of the ball was Chloe Jenkins. And 5-point game at 24-19. Mahoney, the serve. Set there for Carpenter. And that point's going back to the Eagles. So 3 consecutive, 24-20. And it went from 7 to 4 now. Mahoney into the net, and that is it for the first set. The Lopes, 25, and the Eagles of Eastern Washington, 20. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back from Phoenix, Arizona.
Whenever you want to, 35 seconds till the next come back out. You know what you want to talk about?
Yeah, I'm just going to talk about They got another tournament coming out.
Don't miss the next women's soccer game women's soccer home game tomorrow against the University of Northern Colorado. Sunday, September 4th at 7 p.m. in GCU Stadium. If you can't come in person, check it out on gcu.tv with pregame beginning at 6:50.
Yeah, GCU, a couple more tournaments left before they start the single games. As we're getting ready to go here, just going to start on the serve. Looking for a ball here. To no avail. Oh, there it is. See it in the corner. And it looks like it will be, yes, it will be Sophie Miller that starts off the second set service for the Eagles. See if the Eagles and Coach Michael King have made any tweaks. The serve into the net will give GCU the opening point of set number 2, 1-0. Jordan Sanchez will serve for the Lopes. Set there by Miller. A good dig by Miller. And now the Lopes on the attack. I believe that was Tardy, and that was a powerful attack. She did a great job of finishing there, putting that one right inside the line, making the Eagle player dig for it, and a 2-0 lead for the Lopes.
And that transition opportunity came from Maria Adams, reading a good block there and getting up early on a middle attack.
Look at this effort again. That's what you're going to see from these Lopes.
All weekend and all season long.
Into the other opposing bench. Oh, there was a little miscommunication. I think maybe Adams and Tardy thought the other was going to take it and kind of both put their hands down simultaneously.
And that's an attack we didn't see from the first set from the Eagles. A good adjustment there in between the sets to take things off of their attacks to get a point.
Just a little bit too far.
Good swing there from Randy Powers to get the ball off the hands for a kill for the GC Lopes.
A very acrobatic set there for Heidi Carpenter, bending back. Looked good. Make it look tough. The libero for Grand Canyon will serve, and we've got
a net violation.
A net violation on GCU, a point for the Eagles. Eastern Washington down 3-2. Now into serve, Kimberly Brinkworth for Eastern Washington. She will set it. And the attack is too far again for the Eagles. We've seen that before. Into the game now comes Ashley Theofi for the Eagles. She is the libero. Stiegel the serve for GCU, and this point will go to the Eagles. 4-3. Not sure if that was a net violation, maybe.
That was a good kill there from the Eagles, getting it through the hands. The Lopes blocked in, pressed high enough and far enough over to keep that ball from going in between the net and their bellies.
So the set from Miller to number 4, Golubitska, was a little too far, and a point back to GCU at 5-3. Tardy will serve. Set here by the Eagles on the far side, and Ahuna. Good job of getting a hand out there. Good dig by the Eagles libero. Ahuna A very powerful spike, which will give the point to the Eagles at 5-4. It's Kalani Ahuna. Out of the game comes number 19, Ashley Siller for the Eagles. And to serve will be Ahuna. Set there on a far side, Jordan Sanchez attack attempt. Goes into the net and will tie this match at 5 apiece. Ahuna will serve for the Eagles, sending it back to GCU. And now Tardy there. Hard attack and a good swing. Tapped over by the Eagles. Set attempt for Sanchez. And the Eagles will get the point. I believe this is going to be the first lead today for Eastern Washington over GCU. 6-5 soak. Head coach Michael King and assistant coach Michael Dyke figuring something out. Keeping the hands up there for the Eagles on the good block. GCU couldn't get over. Hands up again. That's Gulubitska, who had her hands up in the front part trying to block that. Got her hands on it, but couldn't quite get it all the way. And it's now 6-6. This is going to be a serve by Chloe Jenkins. Set by the Eagles. A good job of keeping the hands up, keeping that one ready to go. Attack. Set here by the Eagles on the far side. A good dig by Stiegel, and a point for the Lopes. That was fun to watch as they went back and forth a couple times. Great effort by both teams. And the outcome was a point for GCU. Now back to the Eagles. A fake there. Great job again, keeping the hands up, getting the block for GCU. Taps it over. No, it doesn't go over. Katie Mahoney tried to get it over for the Eagles, and it went into the net. 8-6 lead.
But that's the adjustment you like to see from set 1 to set 2, is not necessarily just trying to power through when the set's inside, trying to take something off of it, chop it, and make the defense work.
You've definitely seen some adjustments from Eastern Washington. They definitely seem to be playing a little stronger as that one, as I say that, 9-6 as it goes into the net by Mahoney. But this Eastern Washington team has seemed to calm down a little bit, but they trail now 9-6. Bounces off a couple Eastern Washington players, and the point again goes to GCU. A timeout called by Eastern Washington as a little run of 5 or 6 unanswered points for the Lopes. They'll talk it over again.
Yeah, the Lopes are serving really well right now, and that's taking the Eagles out of their offensive plan early here in the second set as we get into the later part of the set. And the setting decisions and the set location hasn't been fantastic for the Eagles so far, and that's what's been able to allow the Lopes to keep pressure on the Eagles. Last ball was way too far outside the pin, and Mahoney really couldn't do anything with it except for try to get it over at a super sharp angle, and that's why you saw the ball run across the net and down on their own side. But they'll make some adjustments here in this timeout, and the Lopes will too. They'll keep playing their game. They'll keep putting pressure on the Eagles and putting themselves in a position to take a 2-set lead here early in the morning.
Something the Lopes have done, in my opinion, tremendously all day is keep those hands up on the net and get that block. And I don't know how many blocks are responsible for these points, or how many points are responsible come in the way of blocks, but gotta imagine it's a decent amount as we have the serve here by Jenkins. Set by the Lopes here. That's a good return. She couldn't spike it. But now Eastern Washington will try and set up something. Couldn't spike it again as that set from the Eagles wasn't quite what they wanted. And now we'll get a spike. No, little touch. And it is going to work. So, Fletcher, you talk about that adjustment they make and not powering through the ball and putting that touch on it. They've done that pretty well. And you got to imagine Coach Michael King's telling them that. Just, hey, you know, hit the ball a little softer. Just aim for a spot on the court and put it there as opposed to trying to power it by them. As that one, right as I say that, that's Ashley Vayoffy sends it a little too far on the serve for the Eagles. 11-7. Heidi Carpenter in service for the Lopes. Send this one over to the Eagles side. And that one's going to be returned. Not a spike chance. Again, a fake. And that one was just absolutely powered onto the Eagles side. No chance for the return. And it's 12-7. This lead just keeps growing for the Lopes.
And they're taking care of their free ball opportunities. Eagles having to just toss the ball back over and send it over without much offensive threat, and the Lopes have been able to capitalize on it. Another free ball opportunity here for the Lopes.
Oh, that's good. Can she get it back over? Yes, she can. Tipped up into the air. Now we're going to get a spike attempt. There it is. That block again. There you go. Maria Adams. And who's that? Randy Powers over there keeping the hands up.
Yeah, that was Randy Powers, or that was Jordan Sanchez and Maria Adams there on the block.
Well, either way, we've seen Maria in a lot of those blocks, of course, being 6'1", 6'2". Like we said, it's hard to get it. It's hard to get it over a 6'2" person.
Yeah, Maria Adams came in last night as a middle blocker. The substitution, and she threw up 3 big blocks. She had a couple kills as well. And now the Lopes are going from their offense and their attacking mentality of being tough and smart to now they're just powering through a lot of stuff and putting balls where the Eagles aren't, and that one just falls just inches long.
Yeah, just as you say that, Jordan Sanchez tries to put it right in the corner and just maybe a ball length off the line. In to serve for Eastern Washington, or on to serve, I should say, is Sophie Miller. She has been pretty much serving all day as the serve is a little too far, and it's 15-8. As they look to double up on the Eagles, do the Lopes. Sanchez will serve. GCU awaits the return. Spike, and there it is. A block, and the ball almost just came to me. But another block. Maria Adams again. You can't say enough about that. How many times we've seen this from her. It's like deja vu every single time. She does such a great job of it. Oh, I'm sorry. That one was... I think the last point was out, GCU given to the Eagles. This one given back to the Lopes. The Lopes on the serve. Emma Ahern. And that one just out. Point for the Eagles, 16-10. Serve goes back to them. This will be Kimberly Brinkworth. Brinkworth. The serve. Set there by Carpenter, and a point for GCU. Nice little point there, 17-10.
And a quiet night for Natalie Tari. She's only 3-1 on 12.
Stiegel in to serve.
But the offense is still being strong, and it's coming from all over the court. Randy Powers, 4-0 on 7, hitting .571. Jordan Sanchez has 3 kills as well.
That was a powerful spike there by the Eagles. A good job of getting that one, putting in a spot that a great dig on the far side by number 12, Jessica Gilbert for the Eagles. She just put her hand down and barely kept that one up. Great effort we've seen from both of these teams as the Eagles refuse to go away.
She had her pancakes for breakfast. We like to call that a pancake, so she definitely had her pancakes for breakfast.
Yeah. And why not on a Saturday morning? A block there. So haven't seen it that side of it too much. Usually it's been GCU with the hands up, but this time it's the Eagles with the block, and a 17-13 scoreline at 4 points. It's the set. Tardy with the touch. A good dig by the libero for the Eagles. Good job of returning that one now. And a spike chance for the Lopes. Doesn't quite get over. This one dug by the Eagles, and that one a good effort. Great hustle by the Eagles running around, but the ball couldn't quite get that one back towards the net. Diving by Veafi. And it's a point for the Lopes, 18-13 into the game now. Reagan Haar, number 7 for the Eagles. Golubitska in. Sophie Miller for the Eagles as well. Brinkworth. Well, that was Sophie Miller. A good job of putting touch on it. It looked like she was going to fake like she was setting it, and then she just sent that one over the net and put that one in the spot where the Lopes weren't. Maybe a little indecisiveness. Ahuna, the serve for the Eagles. Sent back over, and too hard, unless this can be, oh, that's a great job by the Eagles of keeping that one in. Great job. Veafi set that one up on the far side for Reagan Haar, but she couldn't quite keep it in. It's 19-14. Service to GCU and Chloe Jenkins. 19-14 here. Jenkins to serve for GCU. A set for the Eagles. Mahoney on the spike attempt returned. GCU returned. Veafi. What are we going to have here? A point?
Double contact on the libero.
There you go, double contact, 20-14. 6-point lead. Chloe Jenkins to serve. And Golubitska. Anya Golubitska, the point there. She puts that one on the GCU side, puts that one on the ground. And the serve will go to Ashley Veafi for the Eagles. Down 5, trying to climb back into this second set. In my opinion there, that serve seemed like she took a little bit off it. Didn't necessarily power through, and this one is a point for GCU as a spike will land on the Eagles side, 21-15. Katie Mahoney serving for GCU. Brinkworth there, a good spike for the Eagles, but touch. There, this is going to Kimberly Brinkworth. Diving attempt there by Heidi Carpenter, but couldn't quite get the dig, and we have a timeout on the court by the Lopes. 21-16, the score.
The Lopes still have a 5-point lead here, but they're not doing the things at the net that they wanted to. They're not getting high enough and pressing over when they are blocking at the net, and that's allowing the Eagles to put balls in dangerous situations. The Lopes are taller than the Eagles, and you've seen it all night. Natalie Tardy's heading over the Eastern Washington block. The Lopes just got to keep putting themselves in situations where they can do what they've been working on in practice to be able to grow, to increase this lead, and if not increase it, maintain it. They need 4 more points to win the set, and put themselves in a situation to sweep the Eagles here in the morning, which will give them an opportunity to rest even more before their 7 o'clock match.
And if GCU can go ahead and win this set and the next one, our interesting fact of 3-0 or 0-3 wins losses for the Eagles will stand. They are 2-2, lost 2-3-0 and 1-2-3-0. Prior to last night and the beginning of this tournament, Grand Canyon had the edge on their opponents 36-21 in blocks. I'm sure that number rises in favor of the Lopes after last night and certainly after this morning's game against the Eastern Washington Eagles. Serve now for Sophie Miller. Set there, a strong, powerful spike. Yep, I believe that's Ahuna who couldn't quite get it back. That was a hard spike.
Randy Powers is 5-0 on 8, hitting .625 from the right side. A fantastic hitting percentage from the right side attacker for the Lopes.
Set there, touch by the Eagles.
And a good pickup there by Randy as the off blocker to pick up that roll shot.
And that one was in. Good job of the Eagles player to get that one inside the line. 5-point game, that's what they needed. They're going to need a couple points. And a nice little run here to stay around in set number 2. Mahoney to serve. Return block. Good job of keeping the hands up by the Eagles players. Set up Brinkworth. It's Kimberly Brinkworth. He spiked for the Eagles, 22-18. Mahoney to serve. That was a great, I believe we have a net violation. It was a good job of double touch. It was a good job of getting that set all the way across the net and getting a chance for the spike, but that double contact, little tough. For GCU, after this tournament, they will play in the Cal Berkeley tournament, the 9th and the 10th of this month, and then Sacramento State, the 16th and the 17th, before they start their regular season games.
And that's a fun tournament because they get to play Pac-12 opponents and Big East opponents playing West Virginia as well. So good competition for the Lopes coming up next weekend against Santa Clara, California, and West Virginia. Cal playing in the Pac-12. Pac-12, a storied, historic volleyball conference, both on the men's side and the women's side. The women's side has 3 or 4 teams in the top 25 nationally ranked. So going to be good competition over there in Southern California. It's always fun to play in Southern California. And it's always good to play against big-time competition like teams from the Pac-12.
Who doesn't love California at this time of the year? Who doesn't love California overall?
I mean, you can't beat Arizona winters, though.
It's true. I'll tell you what, coming from New Jersey, that's one thing I'm excited about is staying warm in the winter. 22-19. Point for GCU and a big point to stop a mini run by the Eagles. Number 19, Ashley Sealer comes on for Eastern Washington. 23-19 service to the libero and Emma Ahern. Set attempt, this is going to be Brinkworth, Kimberly Brinkworth, and that one looks like it's going to be a good effort there by Jordan Sanchez as that ball was trailing back towards the far wall and tried to get it in so a teammate could get it over, but not quite, and it's 23-20. This is what you want to see if you're an Eastern Washington fan or a player. Spike attempt. Set up now, and there's that block. Eastern Washington's able to return it. Sets it up, Tardy, a block. There it is, wow. Well, I'm impressed. Golubitska and Jessica Gilbert to deny that spike from Natalie Tardy. And a 2-point game. The closest it's really been since the beginning of this game. And when it was 6-6, and then just inside, a point for the Eagles. It's a 1-point game now. 23-22, Brinkworth to serve for the Eagles.
Lopes got to keep playing their game.
This one's out. Oh, that was huge if you're the Lopes. That is a big, big point for them, and unfortunately for the Eagles, that's not one you want to be giving up. Certainly in the late stages, you don't want to be giving the opponent points.
And they can't get frustrated when Eastern Washington makes a good defensive play. They just got to keep swinging hard, keep playing smart, and things will fall their way.
Powers is set, and that is it.
And that violation again by the Lopes is coming back to bite them here late in the set. Hopefully they can bounce back here. They have another set point right here.
Thought that was a point for the Lopes. I apologize about that. Tardy trying to end it. Ahuna, block there. There it is. GCU, a tough fought set 2 victory, 25-23.
That's a big block from Heidi Carpenter and Hannah Hicks to keep putting up a big block even late in the set. Things can kind of start to go away from you fundamentally, mechanics-wise. It was good to get over, get your hands pressed over the net, and make Eastern Washington attacker think about their swing.
Head coach Michael King for the Eastern Washington Eagles was right next to me. Showed so much excitement towards the end right there. Not that he hasn't been, but he was really into it and walked by after that loss. You could see how disappointed he was. Almost there for the Eagles. And the adjustments so close. We'll see if they can do something here in the third set, or if GCU can come out and make it 3-0. So we'll be back from Antelope Gymnasium. 2-0 Lopes.
Yesterday. What do we have on that soccer game that we did the other day?
I don't know how many you had at a time, but you had 500 different people tune in throughout the thing.
89 total tuned in today, or 89 right now?
89 right now. You had 277 or 279 different people. That's really good for a Saturday morning volleyball game.
The theater season begins this weekend with The Mousetrap, which continues its run the weekend of September 9th through the 11th at GCU's Ethington Theater. For more information, contact Ethington Theater's box office at 602-639-8880 or email ethington@gcu.edu.
This is where it gets fun. Set 3 here. See if the Lopes can close this one out. Move on to 4-1, 2-0 on the tournament. The serve will start with the Antelopes and number 10, Heidi Carpenter. Set 3 starts now. Brinkworth, there's the block again with the hands up. Good job. Another, there it is again. They can't get it over. Eastern Washington cannot get the ball over Chloe. Nope. Randy Powers and Maria Adams. They're too tall. They're too powerful. And a great job of them just to keep doing the same thing. If it's not broke, do not fix it. Good serve. Spike attempt. Kimberly Brinkworth. That one's high as that almost hits the ceiling. Tardy. Attack. Oh, that was a good point right there. Katie Mahoney stays in on the right side, just inside the line. Tied at 1. Sophie Miller now to come on. Powerful spike by Randy Powers. That one was probably the hardest one we've seen today. The most strength and just sheer will, saying, I will score this on you. And she did. 2-1, giving the Lopes the lead. Oh, there was miscommunication by the Lopes as well as smart, aware play by the Eagles. And a good job of just putting it where the Lopes weren't. Maybe seeing that little weakness there.
And that's gotten the Lopes every single set at least one time. Just a little dump over by the setter. And
there it is, Tardy, powerful. Good job right there. And yeah, Fletcher, I have noticed that. Every single set we've seen a couple little just dumps into those open spots by the Eagles, taking that power off and putting that where it should be, and that one's going to go out. Goes to the left of me with the PA announcer. 4-2. Serve. Ahern. Spike attempt in. I think that was Jessica Gilbert, the point for the Eagles. Yeah. We've yet to see Chloe Weber. Talked about it before as Tardy gets that point. 5-3, Tardy on her game today. Excited for tonight. Cal State Fullerton. Stiegel to serve for the Lopes. Set. Oh wow. Well, that was a good job of the Eagles. A good hit, a good spike.
That would have been cool because last night she kicked the ball over, or attempted to kick a ball over backwards, and everybody in the gym wanted the ball to go over the net as that one goes out of bounds. And she got that one up off of her foot, didn't hit the floor.
Yeah, when we say everyone, we mean everyone, including the Eastern Kentucky fans.
Yep.
And the coaches and the players. I mean, it was a great effort. It just was one of those plays you just want to see. It doesn't matter how it happens or if it's against you.
If it wasn't on ESPN's top 10 plays for that night, I would have been upset if it had gone over.
Spike there. Wow. There you go. Number 8, Lee Stonerook. The senior from Colorado. 7-4. 3-point lead for the Lopes.
And the right side hitters for the Lopes continue to produce. Randy Powers 6-0-9, hitting .667, and Lee Stonerook hitting 3 on 8, hitting .375.
Too far. Oh no, that is a point for the Eagles. It was, but a net violation.
A little bit of a touch off the hands of the block.
There you go. Sorry about that there. Ahuna to serve for the Eagles. Tardy. Spike attempt by Sanchez. Set up back for the Eagles. Block, hands up. Dig attempt by Sanchez after the block, but just a little too far. 7-6. Serve Ahuna. Tardy on the bump to Stiegel. And that was a point. That was a point for a double touch. So it's going to be a point for the Eagles. 7-7 to tie game. Sanchez taps that one over. Oh, touch for the Eagles. It sends it back over. Spike attempt. That one's going far. But it is returned by the Eagles. A dig by... Oh, she didn't quite get it, did Emma Ahern. And a point for the Eagles. A timeout called by the Lopes. 8-7. And Eagles lead, and a good job of battling back in there now. Coach Tim Nolan make the adjustments here for the Lopes. The Eagles of Eastern Washington will head out of Arizona after this tournament, head to the Uni-Wyo Invite. At the same time, the Lopes are playing in the Cal Berkeley tournament. Pretty cool to play a tournament up in Wyoming. I haven't been there, but I'm sure it's a beautiful state.
This is definitely more offensively. What's the word I'm looking for? A more offensive set than it has been in the past sets. Both teams without an error offensively, not making a lot of digs, not making a lot of blocks. Neither team has a block this set, so offense is controlling the game right now, and whoever's defense comes to play in this third set is most likely going to win the set. They're going to make plays defensively, and that's what's going to be able to put them in a situation to win the set.
Serving now is Ahuna for Eastern Washington. Sorry about that. Spike hands up, and a point for GCU as the block off the fingers of Eastern Washington and out of bounds behind them. Serving now is Chloe Jenkins for GCU as they have just tied the game. Sends it over. And a good block. Oh. No, it's a point for GCU. Eastern Washington looked like they almost blocked it, but not quite, and it's 9-8. 9-8 the lead. And Jessica Gilbert, quick little fact on Eastern Washington, of course a main part of their team. She went overseas this summer to play in a 3-week European tour. So she was busy, and she appeared in all 28 games last year. Of course, a major part of their team is Jenkins sends that one back over, heading out of bounds, but returned by the Eagles. Jenkins, good hustle there. Good placement to get that ball back over onto the Eastern Washington side. Jenkins will set this one up. Good block by the Eagles, keeping their hands up now. Sanchez taps that one over. GCU will return again. This one goes up. Set by the Eagles, and now a spike opportunity. And we continue play. Sanchez will tap that one and try to get it over the blockers. And it's finally won by the Eagles. A great point. Great job by both of the teams. It looks like Catrice Pond, the sophomore from Federal Way, Washington, is on for the Lopes. As the Eagles faithful showing their presence. Block there, and another Eagles point. And that's it's a GCU point.
Another great swing by Lee Stonerook there. 6 kills in the match. 4 of them coming in this set. Fantastic attacking performance again from the right side for the Lopes. Randy and Lee Stonerook leading the team, along with Natalie Tardy, all with 6 kills.
Good job there by Pond, just getting in, keeping her hands up. Pond returns it back over there. She's up there ready to block with Adams.
Free ball opportunity here for the Lopes, got to put it away.
Oh, tremendous job of putting touch on that ball, and it sat on the top of the net. Good job keeping that win in by Eastern Washington and keeping this ball in play. Finally won. It's Maria Adams, and those are the points you want to win in games like this, in tight games like this, because every point matters, and those points are going to come back and help them out later in this game.
I like that set decision from Heidi there, knowing that the Eagles thought that she was going to go to the pin with her set. She just kept it up in the middle of the court and allowed Maria Adams to swing from the middle of the court, and there was no blocker up.
Good power right there by Patrice Pond to smack that one into the hands of the Eastern Washington Eagles blockers, but couldn't get enough on it, and it will spin off. 12-9 Lopes lead.
Her first kill of the season, and she's going to really enjoy that one because she didn't play a lot last year. She was injured for most of the season, so now she's back playing, and she got a kill here in the first weekend of competition here at GCU.
Good spike right there. Randy Powers.
Randy Powers with her 7th kill of the morning. 7-0 on 11. A fantastic offensive performance from Randy Powers. They can't stop her. She's too powerful.
Yeah, well, prior to last night, the Grand Canyon Lopes stats were 20 aces, 177 digs, 140 assists, and 145 kills. Those were in the 3 games prior to the start of this tournament. And like we said, that lead, significant, actually, and the lead in blocks against their opponent. GCU 7 Arizona natives on this team. Eastern Washington, of course, only the one in Chloe Weber, the junior from Gilbert. So now on to serve will be Heidi Carpenter. Carpenter in the 2015 season, 76 assists and 21 digs in her first collegiate action, being a first time playing last year. Sends that over and returned. Up 2 diving Lopes. Catrice Pond tries to slam that one over, and a point for the Eagles. As that ball, the block attempt just barely stayed on the Lopes side. It just rolled down the net. Serve by Sophie Miller. There's that powerful spike by Randy. Sent back over. Now the Eagles. Sent by GCU. Catrice Pond. Dug out there by Mayafi, the libero. Far side, tapped over. Set, and it's too far. So a point for the Lopes. What we're seeing now is a little bit longer of, I guess, points, because these guys are sending it back and forth a couple more times than they were in the first 2 games. Definitely both teams playing their best of the morning. Man, Pond throws that thing high. We've not seen a serve like that today. She really gets that thing up.
She's one of very few women's collegiate volleyball players that still jump serve. Most girls will go with a jump float, give the passes on the other side a lot of thinking to do as the ball's rotating like a knuckleball in baseball. You don't know where the ball's going until the very last moment. The topspin, you know exactly where it's going to go, but it's more powerful.
15-11. Ahern to serve. Look at the difference of serves. If you remember Pons from last time, and now not nearly as high does Ahern throw it. Blocked back over. Sent back over again. Now GCU. Tardy. Blocked by the Eagles. Good block. Keeping their hands up. Randy Powers couldn't get that one past the Washington front line. And it's a 3-point lead for GCU at 15-12. Brinkworth sent over. Point GCU. Was that Randy Powers?
Hannah Hicks on a back
Hannah
one
Hicks.
there. A big quick set there. Not a lot of offensive production from either team from the middle of the court, but when the Lopes have set the middle, it's worked out for them. Hannah Hicks 2-0 on 2 and Maria Adams 2-0 on 4 out of the middle for the Lopes.
Lee Stonerook checks into the game for the Lopes. And it's out as Tardy eyed that one right down until it landed to make sure it wasn't going to stand. Smart play, and it's 17-12. Set there. Oh, and Tardy, I thought was going to catch him off guard. Oh, Pond, all she could do was throw a hand at it there. So now it's 17-13. Set up now, Tardy, powerful. Eastern Washington able to keep that one up. Off the net and into no man's land, a point for the Eagles. 17-14 as they stay in it, and service is the Eagles and number 12 Jessica Gilbert. Blocked, hit back, and into no man's land right there for Hannah Hicks. She'll return the favor. Say, how about this? 18-14. They'll get that point right back. Tardy to serve. I could be wrong, but I think this whole match, I don't think GCU has served it into the net once. I've been impressed with their serving. I don't think they've hit it out many times on the serve either.
They have 4 service errors for the match, none this set. And that's what you like to see from the service line, is not making a lot of errors. That makes the other team really, really work for every single point instead of just giving points away right from the service line. See, the Eagles have 12 service errors for the match.
That's a
compared to the Lopes 4. So
Ahern, a great diving job keeping that one up in the air. Ahern will hit that one up, and it's off the basketball rim. It stays in play, off the ceiling again, sent back over, and just short. That was fun. It bounced around on the folded up basketball hoop. And the backboard almost went in, actually. Fell down. I thought the referees were going to stop play, but they allowed her to try and return, and I guess
everything in the ceiling is in play as long as it doesn't pass the scores table in above the net, or like on the ceiling above the plane of the scores table and the plane of the bleachers on the other side.
So there you
There's
have
an
it.
imaginary line up to the ceiling, and if the ball stays in that area, even if it touches the ceiling, it's still alive.
I did not know that. Thank you for that useful tidbit. Tried to dig that one out really low, kind of awkwardly standing up was Chloe Weber. She couldn't really get it because of the speed of that spike. Sets it up now on the return. And it's going to be a spike attempt, and she got it. Catrice Pond hits that ball with more power than really anybody we've seen. Man, she smacks that ball.
I really like what she's done here coming in as a substitute late in this third set. And she has 3 kills for the match already. So she's come in, she's been able to see what the Eagles are doing from the bench. She's come in, she's used what she's learned from the bench, and she's put it and applied it into the game, and she's been successful.
And she's definitely had a hand in this lead, 21-17. We haven't seen GCU run away with it since set 1. And this one's sure to come down to the line too. Up 2-0 are the Lopes. Back in action tonight against Cal State Fullerton at 7 p.m. right here. .15 seconds left. Timeout board. Looks like it'll be Jenkins with service for the Lopes to start it off after the timeout. Four points away are the Lopes. Jenkins over now the set into no man's land, but a great dig. There's Pond. I don't think she's coming out for the rest of the day. Pond and Adams tried to get that one blocked, and it was just a little too high for their hands, their wingspan.
But they finally picked up on that set dump. The Lopes picked up on it, and they were able to keep it in play for the first time all match.
Pond is in again. Man, she is on right now. Catrice Pond, the sophomore from Washington, has come on and made a difference here for the Lopes. 22-18. Carpenter. And not serve. That one's an up dump. This is going to be Pond again. Smack off the hands and up into the air on the Eastern Washington side. That's out. Point Lopes, 23-18. 2 points away. Carpenter with service for the Lopes. Into the net, and I believe that is their first serving error into the net of the day. 4-point lead for the Lopes. Melody Horton is on, the first time we've said that name for the Eastern Washington Eagles, and that ball is on the GCU side, a point for the Eagles' 3-point game. You're going to see these late game comebacks by Eastern Washington. Maybe a little too late, but we'll see. Sophie Miller, I'm sorry, I looked at the wrong roster. Melody Horton, number 11 on the Lopes. Number 11, Sophie Miller for the Eagles. And that one's in for the Lopes. Close, but it's 24-20. One more point as Natalie Tardy will check in on for Emma Ahern. This is the match point for Catrice Pond. That ball's so high. And out. 24-21, almost. Mahoney. Now a set here, Tardy. Great dig. Keeps it up, Eastern Washington doesn't want it to end yet. Up it goes. Sent back over, and a point again for the Eagles. They will not go away. 24-22, down to their last point. It's still the match point, but it's only 2.
Got a little lucky there on the ball hitting the tape and sliding to where nobody was. They still have a match point here.
Tardy, up it goes. Tardy's gonna try again. She does it. There it is. Natalie Tardy, a convincing 3-0 win for Grand Canyon University, and the Eastern Washington Eagles will take the loss. 2-0 in the tournament for the Lopes. They'll look to stay undefeated tonight against Cal State Fullerton. What a win, and a very impressive, decisive one at that, over the Eagles of Eastern Washington.
And what I like the most is Catrice Pond, Randy Powers, and Leah Stonerook playing well, even when Natalie Tardy didn't have a fantastic hitting percentage night, or morning, we should say. 8 kills with 3 errors on 31 attempts, so she swung a bunch. She didn't get all the kills that she wanted, but she still led the team with 9.5 points, with 2 blocks as well. 6 total blocks for the Lopes, a big block up there, and they're going to see that all season, ranging from a 5'11 blocker to a 6'2 blocker, and sometimes even a 6'4 blocker with Emily Christensen in there. But the right side attackers is something that the Lopes haven't had in years, and that's what they've been able to bring here this morning and for the rest of the season. It's a new era of volleyball. They're 4-1 to start the season. They're already more than halfway to where they want, how many games they won last year when they won 7 games. And it's going to be a lot of fun to watch these girls play all season.
Look to keep it going tonight against Cal State Fullerton, 7 p.m.
Our next live stream will be on GCU TV tonight. Myself, Fletcher Like, along with Alex Larson. As this tournament action continues, the GCU women will take on the Titans of Cal State Fullerton. Catch it in person or on GCU.TV.
It was a pleasure. From Phoenix, Arizona, the win for GCU, 2-0. Eastern Washington will go to 1-1 in the tournament, and one more for the Lopes tonight to try and make it 3-0 against the Titans of Cal State Fullerton. We'll see you then. Thanks for joining us. Have a good one.